YouTube, it's Pyro Ned here. My second half of my long trip video really didn't come out due to audio, so here's a little makeup video for you guys. I don't really know where I'm going, but I'm supposed to catch up to my girlfriend and we're heading to Fort Wayne. And I got my mirrors aimed way too far up because looking at my camera, which is very useful. It's like mid-November and it's like 45 degrees out, so who can complain about that? It's supposed to rain tonight. According to Google, it's 80% chance it's raining right now, and I just stalled. But I looked at the radar and the rain's still over by Chicago. But it is kind of windy, so I have to keep my visor closed so you guys can hear me. But we're not exactly sure where we're going. She has to get a case for her phone, and I think that's all we know so far. We'll just cruise up here. I was driving around earlier. I wish I had my camera on because someone almost got T-boned at this light up here. That would have made some good footage, as long as no one was hurt. Oh, come on. Must be the fact that it's cold or something. Yeah, at this light, I was turning left to go the opposite direction I'm going now. And this lady like made a left in front of a car, kind of like I'm doing here, and almost got annihilated. Nice guy, and I'm doing 60 in a 45. So first things first, I think my bike speedometer is reading fast because I can be going 75 on the expressway and people are passing me left and right. I can even go 80 registered on my speedo on the expressway and people are still passing me. So I definitely think that my speedometer reads fast, and it says it's a common thing online for it to be between like 5 and 10% off. So I'm waiting to install a GPS, or a mount for a GPS on here so I can actually get my real speed and see what's going on there. Because it'd be nice to know exactly how fast I'm going, so I'm not like going well under the speed limit, but also I don't want to be flying. I don't know what that was in the road. That lady's on the phone. Come on. Honestly, I love it. Midwest, the capital of distracted drivers. Actually, I take that back. It sounds like it's a problem in most of America. Thing about this road is everybody drives in the left lane for no reason. You're not passing anybody. Get over. But anyway, YouTube, what's been new in your world? I might be buying a house here shortly. The bank accepted my offer on a short sale, but the short sale process took so long that my mortgage officer shredded my file because she thought that I wasn't going to buy a house. So when I called her and I was like, okay, we need to get these things going, she's like, we need to redo your pre-approval because I shredded everything. And I was like, really? So that's kind of a pain. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a first world problem. It just involves pulling my W-2 and whatever else she needs, pay stubs, proof of employment. Because if not, she'll think that I'm like trying to buy a house without a job, which I guess if you got the cash is okay. But yeah, it's just a little place, nothing fancy. It's it's in a decent neighborhood. That's why I went for it. I'm definitely excited to get out of the apartment living scenario because my apartment's a piece of crap. My pilot light goes out, it seems like every 3 nights, so even if I set it at like 72 or something outrageous like 75 to keep it going, I'll still wake up at like midnight and it'll be 58 degrees in my apartment, which is lovely. But it has like an auto gas shut off, so it's not dangerous. It just kind of sucks waking up when it's cold. And I would definitely have someone out to get it fixed, but it's not my apartment, and I'm out of here in 3 months, so I really don't feel like dealing with the landlord. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it out, and hopefully we'll close on this new place pretty soon, and I can leave apartment living in the past. The place needs quite a bit of work. It's got wood paneling on the walls. I'm not sure if there's drywall behind it or if it's just wood paneling. If it's just wood paneling, I'm gonna mud over it, sand it down, and paint it. If there's drywall behind it, I'll see what kind of condition it's in. I'll pull off like a test piece. It's got some nasty carpet in every room. It's the same carpet, but it's like in the bathroom and the kitchen, and I'm like, no, this has to go. And so I think what I'll do at first is I'll pull up the carpet, and then I'll see what kind of character the concrete underneath has. If it's in decent shape, I'll go ahead and do like an acid stain and seal it, so I'll just have like concrete floors the whole time. Or I mean, not the whole time, throughout the house. But if the concrete's in crappy shape, then it's going to cost a little more because I'll have to have it leveled and refinished and all sorts of fun stuff. My girlfriend's up here somewhere. I gotta kind of catch her, but I don't know where she is. And it's a nice day, so cops are aplenty on this road. And we're just gonna duck in behind this Corolla. So YouTube, any tips for first-time homeowners? Things that, mistakes that you made that I should watch out for, besides the obvious inspection and stuff? Any newbie errors? Leave them in the comments. I'm interested in stuff like that. If you took on a project and it turned out it would have been worth it just to pay someone to do it, let me know. Save me some grief. I'll give you credit for it. Maybe I'll do a video of the house. It's actually not too cold today. The other day I rode into Fort Wayne and it was cold out, and I remembered I had Carhartt overalls, like the Arctic edition or something ridiculous because they're really warm. So I threw those on and it was amazing. You look like a doofus because you got these big puffy overalls on, but they broke 100% of the wind without a problem, which was fantastic for riding in the cold. I don't know how they'd hold up to sliding. They're pretty tough, but what worries me is there's a lot of metal on them, like the rivets and stuff. If you went down, those rivets would probably get red hot and leave some nice burn marks in your leg. And it might be better than rash, but yeah, I discovered that, so now I'll probably wear those most of the winter. I'm not today because it's kind of warm and I'm just cruising to Fort Wayne. I think that's my girlfriend up there in the Civic. Sorry, I think I have ADD, so I jump around a lot. I had to pull off, or else I would be right behind her. I had to pull off and plug my mic in because I don't have the opening on my GoPro housing open up enough. So if I bump it or something, it goes to static, and I'm hoping that's not the case. Sometimes wind will do it. It's kind of annoying, so I have to cut parts of my video out because it's just static because I had a loose connection. And while I'm on the topic of mics, I don't think I ever posted the mic I had. I'll try and remember to do that. But it's kind of, it was a cheap one. And it takes a watch battery, but it was some random watch battery. And I left it on accident because there's no light or anything, and I was a doofus and just kind of forgot to turn it off when I went to see my parents. So I searched around for a new watch battery to do a video today, and I could not find that size. I don't remember what it was, but it was some arbitrary size that Walmart, Lowe's, Meijer, they didn't have it. I was like, okay, something's up. So I pulled out my phone, thank goodness for smartphones, and I'm like, okay, is this equivalent to something? For some reason it didn't dawn on me that there might be a similar battery at a different size. And sure enough, there's one in like a 3-pack for $4 that would work. So I bought that one. So I'm assuming right now the speed limit on this road is 65 and my speedometer is registering 75. And you can see that this Corolla in front of me is kind of taking off. And I'm just barely passing traffic. So I'm assuming I'm probably doing about 70, which is safe. Let's do a little movie review. I don't see a lot of movie reviews on motorcycles. So I watched Olympus Has Fallen last night. First of all, it's a long movie. It's almost 2 hours. It's on Netflix. You can stream it. So I'm like, why not? And it had some alright action scenes, and you could tell they were trying to set a somber tone for when like the terrorists took the White House. But there's a lot of stuff that wasn't very believable. Like, they had the president in like a limo type thing, and then all the Secret Service guys were in Suburbans. And I've watched enough History Channel to know that the president never travels in a unique car, especially one with like flags on it. They all match to kind of, you gotta get over there's a cop, to kind of confuse any potential terrorists. So I kind of called that out immediately. And that was at the very beginning of the movie. And then there was another presidential motorcade later in the movie with the same thing, except this time it was for the South Korean ambassador that was coming up. And he was in a unique limousine that had Korean flags on there, or one Korean and one American flag on the front of it, which is like, that would never happen in real life. And yeah, there's a lot of kind of cheesy action one-liners. It was alright. Netflix gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'd maybe give it a 3.5. And then some of the scenes I really dragged out. Like, this guy was in the White House. I won't ruin it for you, but there's a point where one of the characters is in the White House and he's like searching for people. And he's in the White House for like an hour of the movie, it seems like. Just running around, doing stuff. And I'm like, really? You should have just like packed a tent and an overnight bag and you could have spent the night and we could have completed this thing in the morning. But yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a good action movie. There's not really any comedy to it, a little bit of drama, but most of the drama is kind of comedic because it's so overdone. And the CGI was bad. Like, it's the 21st century. I almost forgot. It's 2013, people, almost 2014. And the CGI was kind of cheesy. Like, you can definitely tell when they added stuff in. It was a really big scale movie, so it's given you couldn't literally fly Black Hawk helicopters around a real White House, but you can definitely tell when they kind of brought the helicopters in and started the scene. There's another part where like the American flag falls off the White House. And you can tell that was all CGI. You know, it's kind of a good thing, because then you know they didn't drop like a real flag off the White House. That would have been cool. I did go out and see Bad Grandpa. That's kind of just like something you'd watch on MTV. I don't know that it was worth paying theater prices, but it was funny. It was a good comedic date movie. Go to a theater if you're old enough to drink that lets you buy beverages, because you definitely enjoy that movie more after a few neat glasses of bourbon, neat doubles. That's my drink of choice. Maker's Mark. There's a good topic. YouTube, what do you drink when you want to enjoy an adult beverage. I'm a Maker's Mark guy, or a Woodford guy. I like Maker's Mark, Woodford Reserve. What else? Not really a Jack Daniels guy, but I like it neat. Nothing with it. Just no ice, no nothing. Just warm. That's my relaxed drink on the weekends. But it's nice because the theater had it and it wasn't uber expensive. So I got like a double of that, and she immediately gave me the wristband that says you're tapped out, you don't get any more drinks. And I felt like an alcoholic because here I was, like the beginning of the movie, and I already have this like red wristband on that says no more drinks for this guy. Which is goofy because the bartenders usually change and you can just take the wristband off, but the drinks are not that cheap that I want to spend like have a $60 bar tab at the movies. That's not really something I want to be proud of. I am driving with my brights on. Here's my take on it. Yummy R6 did a whole topic on it, so you can see his take. I drive with my brights on for the same reason it sounds like he does, for visibility, because my brights are fairly bright. The one projector looks kind of like a flashlight on the wall. It's almost like they lowered the shield that produces a cutoff line, so you get this really nice bright light. But I only ride with them until it gets dark, because if you ride with your brights on at night, it almost looks like a car that's really far away if you're the only bike on the road, and there's nothing to really judge distance, because you just see these two lights, because the Yamaha has 4 projectors, 2 on each side, and from a distance it looks like 2 lights, 1 on each side, and it kind of looks like a car to me. When really it's a bike that's really close. So to prevent people from pulling out in front of me, I always turn my brights off. It's not that they're too bright, it's just that, oh. Say hi to girlfriend. She could have got over, but I think she was saving me. Anyways, yeah, it's not that they're too bright, it's just that I don't want to confuse people into thinking that I'm a car that's like a mile away when really I'm a bike that's in front of you. What are your thoughts? Not to steal a topic or anything, but those are my thoughts. As far as cars, that's another thing that really bugs me. I didn't add it to my segment, but I will now. I hate when people drive with their brights on and they have like this old car. They're like, oh, I have an old car and my headlights are kind of dim, so I'm going to drive around with my high beams on all the time. What is happening? Yeah, R6 power. Motorcycles, it's okay. Only because we're the minority and I don't think our headlights are nearly as bright as the high beams on a car. I've looked at my bike from a distance and then looked at my car from a distance, and there is a huge difference between the bike's brights and the car's brights. For one, the bike only gets 1 projector really, that's for the high beam. Whereas the car, you get 2 reflective bowls, or you get 2 shields that come down on your projectors that give you your high beams. So you got like twice the light output. You have, pardon my crappy grammar in this video.